He slowly pushed the door open. He was able to hear the sound of the television that had been seeping out slightly more clearly now. Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Now I'm really properly starting to grind these videos out for y'all, because I'm posting pretty much daily now, so this is great probably for you guys. But yeah, welcome back to some more Umineko. Last time, scary stuff happened. Another quote-unquote magic circle. It looked more like a rectangle appeared on the door. And we are now entering Evan Hideyoshi's door to see whether they've died or not. That's literally what we're in right now, because you know they wouldn't respond to our messages, and the only way the chain could still be locked is if there are people inside. Right? So if we enter the room here now and we don't find their bodies, and we not only do we not find their bodies anywhere, but we also don't find them, anywhere, then that means something sus has happened, like Beatrice teleporting them out, or I don't know, maybe something else has happened. Or maybe their bodies were pushed out of the window. Who knows? Either way, we'll see. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I mean, they banged each other. Had intercourse, I remember. Well, I mean, at least it's heavily alluded to that they had intercourse, because, you know, we saw Eva get on top of Hideyoshi, and they continued out from that. So yeah, we're just gonna keep on reading here and see what happens. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, other than that, Kanon just got Kumasawa from the kitchen, went to the storehouse, got one of those like big box cutters to cut the chain. Meanwhile, Genji, because it was Kanon and Genji who originally, got panicked and didn't find the magic circle, but they found the lock still on, the chain still on, even though Eva wasn't responding, or Hideyoshi. So Genji, in the meanwhile, took Nanjo with him to go tell the Madame, also known as Natsui, about the whole situation, about them being, them not responding, because more than likely they're dead or something along those lines. And during the time Kanon and Genji went to get these stuff to be able to open the door and Madame and Natsui and stuff like that, a magic circle appeared, and yeah, we've entered the room. The envelope is still on the ground near the door, the entrance to the door, so let's see what happens. Let's keep it going. Do you see anything? Do you see any dead bodies? Oh! Eva was face up on the bed. Wait! Is she good though? What, is she alive or dead? On the bed with her shoes still on? Face up. Okay. Kumasawa, who had fearfully entered after Kanon and who was hiding behind his back, screamed a short "Hey!" again when she saw Eva like that. Hi, is she okay? Is she breathing? Is her heart pumping? Alright, can we check her alive status? Has she gone into a coma or something? On the bed, face up with her shoes still on. Can we get to look at her? Eva's shoes had been the first part of her that Kanon had seen, so the incongruity of wearing shoes in bed was the first thing that entered his mind. 1 second, we have to look up what incongruity means, because, you know, we suck at the English language. At least I'm honest. At least I'm honest when I don't know what words mean. Incongruous then. Not in harmony or keeping with the surroundings or other aspects of something. Sure. Alright, Eva's shoes had been the first part of her that Kanon had seen, so the incongruity of wearing shoes in bed was the first thing that had entered his mind. But after he shifted his line of sight towards Eva's head, he found her dead. Kanon couldn't help but let out a short scream like Kumasawa. She's dead. Right in the middle of Eva's forehead, something was stuck to her head. Blood? What is it? Set there? Growing there? What the frick? No. Right in the center of her forehead, An old-fashioned knife or some weapon like it was stuck right in. Yeah, and the sound effect really popped in there. Woo! Right in the center of her forehead, an old-fashioned knife or some weapon like it was stuck right in. Damn! What a way to go out, Eva. What a way to go out. Hey, at least you managed to do it with Hideyoshi one last time. Can't be that bad, can it? Golden Slaughterer. Oh, this is the death soundtrack. Blood everywhere. From the base where it was stuck in, blood dripped down, staining the sheets on the other side. On the other side, bright red. This music is so well. Alright. Okay. Kumasawa's knees gave way once more, and she sank down on the floor. First time? It is her first time. First time seeing a dead body? We're used to this, Kumasawa. It's fine. Her mouth kept flapping open and closed, but she couldn't even scream. Yeah, right. Eva, with some kind of weapon sticking out of her forehead, was dead. Sure. So where's Hideyoshi then? Both eyes were open wide. Oh, both eyes were open wide. Okay. And the image of the person who killed her must have been burned into them. Interesting. But the mouth with which to speak that truth had already been eternally sealed. Yeah. So, her eyes wide open, you say. Both her eyes were open wide. Both eyes were open wide, and the image of the person who killed her must have been burned into them. I see. Even though that forehead was the last place they wanted to look, they couldn't tear their eyes from it. Right. So where's Hideyoshi then? Right there, the weapon was stuck into Eva's forehead, standing almost perfectly upright. Right. Where's Hideyoshi? We've only found one body, and since they were banging and the room was closed, there should be a Hideyoshi body somewhere here too. Maybe in the bathroom or something. But okay. And on the handle was a design so complicated you could never expect to see it on an ordinary weapon. A design, you say, okay? That thing could be summed up with the word occult. It was a vulgar object with a design that might have been of some demon. I see. Great question. What about Hideyoshi? Where's he at? Okay. Eva was on top of her bed, but the other bed was empty, right? Where was Hideyoshi? After taking a backwards glance at Kumasawa, still on her knees and stupefied, he checked the bathroom just in case. Yep, I bet that's where his body is. That's what I was guessing earlier, at least, when we didn't find Hideyoshi along with Eva. At the moment he opened the door, he was greeted by steam and the sound of the shower. Oh, right. So he took a shower after the intercourse. So then, okay, I see. So they were killed separate from each other. I see. So I guess, okay, I guess what happened. So they banged each other after they were done. Probably a couple minute session or whatever. The murderer, the culprit, came in, killed Eva, stabbed her, then went to the shower, killed Hideyoshi, and who knows where the culprit went from there. Probably Beatrice or something. At the moment he opened the door, he was greeted by steam and the sound of the shower. The bathroom was of the same familiar style as most hotel bathrooms, containing both a bath and a toilet. Right? In taking a shower, a waterproof curtain was used to keep water from flying out. Yeah, we know, okay. You get it? Oh! 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 Oh my god! Yo! What the frick is... Yo! Yo! The waterproof curtain was half open? And lying tumbled down in the bathtub was Hideyoshi, completely naked, with eyes still open. Wait. What was the button again? F3 was it? Yo! Please make this the thumbnail. Okay, that's not. I actually don't. That's super spoilery. But okay. So okay. Wow. So there's Hideyoshi. All right. Okay, that's him in his big bulky self. Yeah, that's him. All right. That's his head, and something is like a drill. Like a small drill is drilled into his head. He's clearly dead. Both eyes still open. Now another thing I'm noticing is the curtains, the waterproof curtains. They're like torn. Makes me think that perhaps Hideyoshi might have tried to resist. And that's how these tears happened, but it didn't work. Seems like the culprit got to him anyway. You can see the tears here. Alright, and there's Hideyoshi. Yes, he's dead. Okay. Wow! Yeah, both his eyes open. That's creepy, you know? That is creepy. Damn. Okay. The waterproof curtain was half open and lying tumbled down in the bathtub was Hideyoshi, completely naked. Both eyes still open. And those eyes were pointing right at Kanon. Wait a minute. So is he looking upwards? Because like the way he's, I guess like he stumbled down like this, but his eyes are looking up. I don't really know. I guess he's not looking down. His head is definitely tilted down, but Kanon is supposed to be standing up, right? Unless Kanon is kneeling down. So he's like, it's weird. Okay. But those eyes were pointing right at Kanon, that's for sure. I need to do this. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. The button to... I should just do that from now on. Both buttons for the camera sensitivity, light sensitivity, are the buttons that let me do this. So I should just use this button instead, because then my light sensitivity stays the same. I should have just done that. Anyway, complete naked, okay. Pointing right at Kanon. Eyes pointing right at Kanon, okay? Just like Eva, a weapon with a demonic design was stuck into his forehead. Okay, let me look at the weapon again. It's like it looks like a drill, but yeah, there is a weird design on the like handle here. You're right, but then it's like a drill, and it's stuck right into his head. So I imagine he's dead. I don't think he's got any chance of survival at this point, unless Beatrice does the thing she said she would. Well, what the epitaph said, where she would revive them or whatever. That according to the epitaph. But okay, okay. Since his head had been under the hot water of the shower the whole time, his face wasn't half covered and filthy with blood like Eva's had been. Had been under the hot water. Yeah, right. His face wasn't half covered and filthy with blood like Eva's had been. Okay. But the sight of him dead, well, I just heard raindrops. Okay, we'll get to those raindrops later. Those tips, I think. Alright, but the sight of him dead while still taking a shower was tragic. Was tragic enough. Wow. Okay. Considering we didn't get to see any of the dead bodies from any of the other people thus far, I am shocked that they revealed this much of Hideyoshi's dead body here. That is actually a bit shocking. But the sight of him dead while still taking a shower was tragic enough. Yeah. Just then, Natsui's voice rang through the hall. She was probably coming with Genji. What about this letter? What does it say inside? We have not checked. We have not had the time to check, unfortunately. We'll have Maria read it out for us later, though. Yeah, remember to use handkerchiefs whenever you're touching the letter. True. You should hand it over to the police. I'm sure they wouldn't have left fingerprints. I mean, I guess they wouldn't have been that careless, but still, I want to just to make sure you use handkerchiefs whenever you're touching the letter. Stating this with finality, Natsu picked up the envelope. Without any handkerchiefs, just bare hands? Okay. And before checking its contents, She entered the room herself, where she found Eva dead. Haha, there you go. Now, Nazi, now nobody's gonna come at you with those snarky comments anymore. Although now you are a much bigger suspect than you originally were. However, you do kind of have an alibi, I wanna say, at the same time, because you were, assuming you were in the parlor the entire time, ever since Eva and Hideyoshi left their rooms. So, that is a decent alibi, to be fair. Anyway, before checking its contents, she entered the room herself where she found Eva dead. She didn't even scream, she just went, Eva-san! Oh, you're dead! Truly atrocious. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea for now. Don't let this be any more people than it needs to. Yes. Kanon gripped his handkerchief and twisted the valve, turning off the shower. Smart again to grip the handkerchief. Smart. Keep doing that. In the bathtub, a small bottle of body soap had fallen with its cap off. A small bottle of body soap with its cap off. Okay. It really looked like he had been attacked right in the middle of taking a shower. A spray of blood still clung slightly to the white bathtub, and the combination of red and white made a horrible contrast. Let's look at him again. Damn, horrifying. Okay. So first thing I'm wondering is, so I guess the culprit killed Eva first, I bet, right? Went through the room somehow, entered the room, killed Eva first with the whole drill thing. We don't get to see Eva's body, but we get to see Hideyoshi's body here. And then from there went to the shower where Hideyoshi was just chilling, showering, has no idea that Eva just died. Then did the same thing to Hideyoshi. Yeah, he's just slumped about now. Still clung slightly to the white bathtub, and the combination of red and white made a horrible contrast. Lividity. Rigor mortis hasn't begun. Barely an hour. Okay. Let's see real quick. Okay. Let's see. It says here, lividity usually begins 30 minutes to 4 hours after death and is not pronounced 12 hours after death. And is most pronounced 12 hours after death. No signs of post-mortem lividity. Rigor mortis hasn't begun yet either, which means, yeah, it was a recent death. I googled lividity, by the way. Post-mortem lividity. Right. Okay, so he was killed recently, and we know this. We know he was killed recently, at some point. It's barely an hour has passed since they were killed. Unlike the bodies we found in the storehouse, which were killed long ago. It is impressive, yeah? Cannot imagine. Nanjo checked their pulse and their pupils, making certain of their deaths once more. As Kanon watched this business-like treatment, he thought, couldn't you tell at a glance that they're dead without doing all that? I see your point, Kanon, but at the same time, you gotta double check, okay? Like, what if the thing didn't fully reach his brain and only like got to I mean, that's doubtful, but what if it just pierced his skull a tiny bit? What if he's still breathing? What if his pupils there's still something going on there? What if he was still able to send a message or something? But I see your point, Kanon. It's important that you make 100% sure that they're dead. Nanjo thought about removing the weapon, but after deciding that where possible it would be better to hand the scene over to the police without disturbing it, he left it alone. Right. Yeah, that's best. Just leave the weapon alone, I agree. However, a close examination of the base revealed that it had no blade. Or rather, it wasn't shaped like a flat blade, but was conical. What? It wasn't shaped like a flat blade. A close examination of the base revealed that it had no blade? What the frick? But I mean, well, yeah, but yeah, I mean, sure. He noticed that rather than a knife, it was more like a short-handled spear, something with a shape better suited for thrusting than slicing. I mean, he did thrust someone, Beatrice or whatever, really thrusted it into his head and Eva's head. So something happened there. Rather than a short spear, some people might call it a thick ice pick. Sure! At any rate, the original hideous purpose for which this weapon with its unsettling design was made, and exactly how that purpose was carried out, were both displayed here in such a glaring fashion that there was absolutely no need to use further words to describe it. So, I guess we're gonna go back and tell Battler and the rest what's happened out here. That would be important. Natsui, hoping to escape the repulsive steam filling the bathroom as soon as she could, covered her mouth with a handkerchief and dashed from the room. Alright. Let's see. Just viewing their gruesome bodies for an instant had been enough to burn the image into her eyes. If she looked any longer, that image would surely remain in her vision for all eternity. Ah, yeah! Let the vision remain! That's his left arm. Wow! I highly doubt this vision is gonna remain on me for all eternity, because I'm reading a visual novel, but I guess I'll let it remain, why not? I'll remember you, Hideyoshi. Good luck, man. Good luck in death. Hopefully you get revived too by Beatrice. What she says about reviving is true in the epitaph. That would be great. The rising urge to vomit was exactly the same feeling she'd had that morning at the gardening storehouse. For a while, Natsui couldn't help but stand with her back facing the guest room, fighting that sickness in her stomach. Yeah, George is going to be especially hurt by this. Quickly close this room up. George saw his parents in this brutal state. Well, yeah, they've already seen their fair share of gruesome bodies in the storehouse, but yeah, I guess it is better if the kids don't get to see this one. I think that's fine. They don't need to. But I feel like Battler can handle it. He's done it. And Jessica, as long as she doesn't get asthma attacks. Come on now, she's stronger than that. George, though, since these are his parents, maybe not quite. But the recklessly approaching footsteps were obviously George's even before he came flying into the room. George and the other children had been waiting in the parlor. But when they had seen Genji call Natsui out and had noticed her turn pale and fly out of the room, they had felt that he might have been the bearer of bad news. They had felt that he might have Hint the bearer of bad news. God damn it. Sorry, guys, I can't speak. And when they saw a large group of people gathered around the guest room, they were sure of it. Yeah, your dad and mom are dead, mate. Yeah, rest in peace to your dad and your mom. Too bad. If you wanna call it a circle, sure, go ahead. It's more like a rectangle, but yeah. Oh, Muddy's here too! Hey, Muddy, it's your first time seeing bodies! What's up? Hey, get used to this. We'll probably see more in the future. Yeah, they're safe. Yeah, they're safe, Battler. They're dead, mate. Can it be any more obvious? Come on, just tell him. Be honest, it's fine. Kanon didn't have to say anything. George's scream after he ran into the room told them everything they needed to know. Ah! Hey, that's your mom. Hey, and her shoes are still on at least. The killer didn't take her shoes off. That's great. That's fine, George, isn't it? Man, it's the second time you're crying. First your fiance died. Now your parents have died. Tough luck, George. Tough luck. You wanna kill Beatrice? Good luck with that one. Hang in there, dear. Natsu touched George's shoulder with her hand, but he violently shook her off. Oh. George collapsed to the floor beside Eva and buried his face in the bed in front of his mother's face, wailing. Yeah. Then he pounded on the bed with his fist over and over again. Bang, bang! George! Battler? What's going on with Battler? What's Battler doing? Is he also gonna scream or cry? Nah. He's had enough of his crying, surely earlier in the storehouse. Battler had his back against the wall of the hallway. Huh? And was without restraint covering his eyes with his right hand and weeping. Interesting. Interesting. So he has his back against the wall of the hallway. Without restraint covering his eyes with his right hand and weeping. Alright. So Battler's crying too. Interesting that Jessica's been able to take this better than Battler and George. Battler has. I mean, obviously George, yeah, he's gonna take it hardly. But interesting that Jessica's handling this better than Battler too. Because Jessica, obviously, when Crows died, Jessica's like, ah! Now she's just going, oh, Battler, oh, how you doing? You know? Interesting. Horrible. It is horrible. Yeah. That doesn't change the fact that George is sus, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. Hey, it's way too harsh. But Battler, tell me this: how did he know the witch was 1,000 years old? I don't care. How do you know that? How do you know that? I don't care. I don't care. The visual novel is trying to make it so clear that, oh, George is innocent. Oh, George is a good guy because his parents died and the girl he loved and supposed to die too. Oh, George is a tragic being that didn't deserve any of this. Woohoo! Feel bad for him. Boom. Nah, man. What the frick? How did he know Beatrice was 1,000 years old? How did he know about this 1,009-year-old witch? Nah. I ain't having that. Of course, he felt sorry for everyone who had died. But Battler felt far more sorry for those who had been left alone by the deaths of others. Everyone here now had lost someone close to them. Yeah. George wasn't the only one he felt sorry for. Yeah, obviously. There's everyone else. However, George's pain was far greater than everyone else's. Yeah, that's true. Battler.
そりゃよ人はいつか死ぬぜ人間誰だっていつか死別の悲しみと戦わなきゃならねえ日が来るだろうよ
This is true?
でもよ死別は兄貴にとってはずっと未来の話でしかもそいつは一つずつ順番に訪れるべきもんじゃねえかよ
But shouldn't those deaths visit him one at a time?
黒すぎるぜやろうやろう
Bastard.
少しは人の情けってもんがねえのかよ
If they're a witch, then I guess they wouldn't have human compassion. Not as much, at least. Maybe they don't sympathize as well. Maria's taking this super well as well. So weird. This is the first time we've seen Maria actually catching the glimpses of these bodies. And she's still like, oh, they're dead. Cool. Because yeah, Maria didn't see the bodies in the storehouse. She was just told of them and she was like, okay, cool. My mother's dead? Cool. Well, she didn't laugh, but... Maria tried to comfort Battler in a mechanical sounding voice. Battler violently wiped his tears. I won't cry anymore. Tears of regret, tears of sadness, I won't shed them again. Remember what Hideo told you about being backed up into a corner, Battler? You're also in the defensive? Remember what Hideo told you when you're backed into a corner? That is the exact time to flip the chessboard. That is the most critical point. That is the point when you're at your weakest, but it's also the point when the attacker is at their weakest too.
明日まで逃げる手段もなく怯えてるだけだろうと思ってるだろうよだからひっくり返す
Flip the chessboard!
明日までこの島から逃げられねえのは野郎も同じさ
Can't escape this until tomorrow either. Aha! This Battler's like, nah. The culprit isn't stuck here with us. No, wait. We're not stuck here with the culprit. The culprit's stuck here with us. I messed that up completely, so it's not as cool. Okay, it never was cool anyway. But okay, let's keep going. Hell yeah. That's a great mindset. Like, yeah, the culprit is the one who's... The murderer is the one who's going to have to hide away and wait and pray that they both come. Not us. We're gonna turn this around. Flip the chessboard. Oh! Tonight! Koya! I'll be gripping you by the collar. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Boiler room. Sunday. What time is it?
とにかくこの部屋は警察が来るまでこのままにして施錠します。
Sounds like a plan.
いいですね。
Yep. Nazi proclaimed it as though she didn't care whether they agreed or not. I mean, If anyone had the right to object, it would have been George, but he looked as though he had shed enough tears. Still facing away from them, George nodded slightly and rose to his feet, and everyone else agreed in response. Nazi still hadn't opened the head's Western-style envelope she had picked up. Have Maria read it. But since they would all be leaving the room now, she decided that she would unseal it in the parlor where everyone could watch. Okay. Sure. Okay. As soon as they walked out into the hallway to head back to the parlor, some of them immediately felt something out of place, or maybe sensed something strange. As soon as they walked out into the hallway to head back to the parlor, sensed something strange? What do you mean? Hour of Darkness? New soundtrack? No, we've heard this one before. Okay, Maria, what's up?
答えよ
Stinky?
マリアもわかるか
Is this like that meme? Uh-oh, Stinky. From like you know what was that Pokemon soundtrack from the 90s that they had in Japan, but they had to change it up because apparently kids were committing suicide because of it, because of how creepy the music was, or how, yeah, wasn't there something along those lines? And then I heard the music, and it didn't creep me out at all. Or at least I think I heard the music. I looked it up on YouTube, but it was spooky, sure, but maybe as a kid I would have been a bit more freaked out. But I mean, yeah, obviously kids were the ones who were committing suicide. Now I don't know how true the story is, because there are some sources that say that it's all a hoax. There's no rumors that these kids died because of the music. A lot of the kids died because of other reasons. They just happened to be playing Pokemon at the same time. So again, this is why you don't trust every source and everything everyone says. You have to get to keep your mind critical. Anyway, back to the visual novel.
こりゃ何の匂いだよひでえ匂いだぜ
It's probably just the smell of blood from Eva and Hideyoshi just dying back there. Although the shower probably mixed with the blood to create an interesting smell. As they all sniffed the air, they did notice a horribly foul burnt smell, unlike anything any of them had ever smelled before, drifting through the hallway.
私ちょっと厨房を見てきます火はちゃんと消したはずなんですよ
I'm sure turn the flame off. Have someone go with you. Don't go alone. Remember. After noticing a burnt smell, it was natural that Kumasawa, who had just been cooking in the kitchen, suspected that her own clumsiness had caused it. Kumasawa hastily dashed away. Alone? That's not good. That's no good.
カノン、熊沢と行きなさい。
Good job, Genji. Have Kanon go.
一人にさせないように。
That's for the best.
はい
After nodding at Genji's order, Kanon went chasing after her. The others, although they did not run, also followed in order to search for the source of the smell. Okay. So they're not going back to the parlor to read the envelope just yet.
臭
Stinky. Yeah, we know.
いふー
We know. We're gonna try to find out what the stinky smell is.
これは確かに鼻が曲がりそうな匂いですね。しかし換気のために窓を開けてもいいものか。
Yeah, opening windows now. Nazi was reluctant to open the windows in a situation where self-defense was so important.
換気扇を回させましょう。
Run the fan.
窓を開ける必要はないと思います。
I don't believe there will be any need to open the windows.
ジョージの兄貴
Okay, so they're downstairs again.
話しかけても大丈夫かよ
Is it okay if I talk to you?
犯人を探す相談なら構わないよ
Let's team up, George. Let's use our brilliant minds to find out who the killer is. But okay, Eva and Hideyoshi are dead. The only sibling who's not even a sibling left is Natsui. And she's not even a sibling, she's the wife of the eldest sibling. That's it. And she might only be alive because of the charm that Maria gave her, if we're willing to believe Maria's story. But I don't know, the bloody doorknob. So Natsu's the only one alive out of the siblings. The only ones left other than Natsu are us kids, us children, and the servants. Now I can't help but imagine that maybe the culprit did this on purpose. I don't know how much they purposely let Natsu stay alive, considering Maria's charm. but they purposely let all of us cousins stay alive until now. Just saying, and we're younger, we're young. So, and since we're not directly, how do I put it? We're not directly the ones to inherit the inheritance. Then it becomes an interesting thing. It sounds like the killer may have wanted to kill the elder siblings first, before us cousins or something, because then the inheritance wouldn't go directly to them from Kinzo. I'll just put that idea out there for now, and then we'll find out later. I already noticed that earlier, before Evan Hideyoshi died. I already noticed that, okay, nah, they killed 3 of the siblings and Kirie. But I already pointed that out, but yeah, just gonna point it out again, now that these 2 are dead. It seemed that George had already climbed out of the abyss of his sorrow. Yeah, George is ready to strike back! That's great. All that filled his chest now was the quiet flame of hatred towards the killer who had stolen the lives of his beloved parents.
部屋にはチェーンがかかってた。
The chain for the room was set indeed. So, that is true. How the frick did the culprit manage to get out? That's true. You bring up a good point there, Battler. How did the culprit manage to get out?
さっき構造を見たが、とても外から細工できる代物じゃねえ。
It can be opened from the outside.
つまり、完璧な密室だったってことだ。
It was a perfect locked room. Honestly, even more so than whatever thing Eva was talking about her, what's it called? Her receipt being stuck on the door. This one is even more perfectly locked because you can't open it from the outside. So whoever killed them, how did they get out of the room? Did they jump out the window? Did any of them check if the windows were shut or not? Maybe they escaped through a ladder out the window or a rope or something? Yes, despite the rain, maybe something like that was possible. Why didn't they check for the windows being closed or open? I don't know. I would have done that actually, now that I think about it. They should have checked around the room in general. Maybe the culprit was hiding in the room somewhere, under the bed, like Battler was mentioning how Kinzo could have been under the bed when Natsu entered the room. Why did we just cut? We cut the We know Beatrice can teleport, obviously, but these guys don't know, and a lot of them don't even believe in Beatrice. Why didn't we check around the room to check if the culprit was in there somewhere? To check if they were hiding, waiting for us to get out the room, and then once we got out the room, then they could escape. Just fine, because now we've unlocked the door for them. Okay.
そうなるね。バラ庭園の倉庫の時は、シャッターの鍵を使用人室からこっそりと持ち出したのだろうとか、あるいは複製の鍵を持っていた可能性とか、いくつか方法が想像できた。
You can imagine many ways they could have done it.
でも、チェーンは違う。
Yeah, it's true. There is no key to lock the chain from the outside. That doesn't make sense.
チェーンは一般に浸透した施錠方法の中で、最もシンプルに密室を構築できる。
The simplest one to create a locked room with.
チェーンだけは物理的に破壊しない限り外からはどうにもならないぜ。じゃあつまり犯人は扉からは出入りしなかったってことなのか。
The culprit couldn't have gone in or out through the door. So through where? The window? Through a vent in the ceiling? If that even exists here? Only a chain will block everyone coming. Again, the problem is I'm not in the actual visual novel. I'm not in their actual mansion. I don't know how the place looks like. I don't know how the room properly looks like. I can't look around and inspect stuff. So I can only go based on what they're saying and based on the limited view we get to see. Only a chain will block everyone coming from the outside as long as it isn't physically broken. Does this mean we couldn't have gone in or out through the door?
こりゃ面白い。つい数時間ほど前にも扉以外でどうやって部屋から出入りしたのかってみんなで騒いだ気がするぜ。
Back then, everyone had been making a fuss over how grandfather had disappeared from his room. Right, Kinzo. Because of the receipt that Auntie Eva had stuck in the door on a whim, it was revealed that the door had remained sealed. And since Aunt Nazi had been the only person to enter or exit during that time, she had come under suspicion. Yeah. Auntie Eva had proposed a theory about how Aunt Nazi might have thrown grandfather out the window. Now, yeah, after I feel like after Eva and Hideyoshi's death, Aunt Nazi is going to be even more. I find it interesting also the battler calls Eva for Auntie, while Nazi for Aunt. But anyway, I find it interesting how Eva, no, I was trying to say something. Yeah, Nazi, yeah, she's now the biggest suspect because not only is she like a suspect because of what Eva said about her pushing grandfather out the window, but also because now Eva's dead and so is Hideyoshi, which again strengthens the whole theory that Eva had about Nazi being the culprit or possibly a collaborator. However, I do think also, doesn't Nazi just have an alibi? Just straight up have an alibi? And if she was going to kill them, why would she use this weird, like, what did they call it? Like conical? They called it like this weird shaped blade to pierce their heads with. Why wouldn't she just use her amazing rifle that she has? She's been holding it this entire time. Doesn't just give Natsu an alibi, and wasn't she in the parlor the entire time too? Can't the cousins confirm of that, or and most of the servants? Can't they just confirm? Yeah, okay, Natsu was in the parlor the entire time, so it couldn't have been Natsu. And left by the door herself. But this door is much simpler. It was sealed from the inside by the door chain. The window, okay wait. The window had also been closed from the inside and the bodies had been in the room. Interesting. Okay, that's new information that they didn't tell us before. The window had been closed from the inside, meaning that whoever did this could not escape through the windows because the windows were closed from the inside. So either they were hiding in the room or teleportation, like witch teleportation. Or of course, yeah, hiding in the room. And we didn't find them hiding in the room because it didn't seem to me like anyone was looking around the room to try and find this culprit that was hiding. I don't know, like check under the bed, etc., stuff like that. The cupboards. Okay, and the bodies had been in the room. This time it really was, without exaggeration, a true locked room. Even more locked than the room we had with Kinzo's study. So, I don't know if Maria met up with Beatrice, but I do recall me telling Maria to have Beatrice or the witch or whatever do a killing that no human could do, only a supernatural being could do. And Maria was like, yeah, sure, when I meet her next time I'll tell her. So did Maria meet her at some point between that discussion and killing Eva and Hideyoshi, or did she not? And if she did, is this what Maria's trying to say, or what Beatrice is trying to say? Like, hey, look, I managed to commit a murder that doesn't logically make sense because the door is supposed to be locked, but I managed to get out anyway, and you guys never found me. Is this the sort of message Beatrice is trying to send? Also, we still haven't read the envelope. The envelope might hold some really important information. That's right. If you include grandfather's disappearance, 3 incidents have occurred, and all 3 times the door has been the point of interest. Wait, okay. If you include grandfather's disappearance, okay? Right. Correct. The first was the shutter, the door, the key to the shutter, right. There was a key in the servant room, and if you assume someone knew about that, this can't really be called a locked room. The next was the door sealed by the receipt. However, since Aunt Nazi had entered the room, she could have let grandfather out through the window or thrown him out, and she would have been able to lock the window before leaving. Another thing with that too is the door here, the closed door here, can only be confirmed by Eva herself. No one else can confirm that. I'm still holding by that. Eva's the only person that can confirm that this room was locked the entire time. Just saying. Yes, she's dead now, and yes, she told us to believe in her before she died. She still told us that. And she would have been able to lock the window before leaving. The third, or like my crazy theory, he could have hidden until the receipt was gone and left the room later. Basically, this door can be defeated with a handful of desperate tricks. In that sense, you really can't call this one a locked room either. And you can't call this locked room. Well, okay. You're trying to say this is the only room you can actually call the locked room. Is that it? And now we have the door sealed with the door chain. Finally, we have to give up. Yeah, you can't explain this in normal means. But I still disagree. Couldn't have, just like the desperate trick, couldn't the culprit have hidden under the bed? Did anybody check under the bed? Stuff like that. The window, the door, everything had been locked from the inside. It was a perfect locked room. What if the culprit was hiding and waited for us to get out? The first hadn't been a locked room because everyone could be suspected. The second had been a locked room because Aunt Nazi could be suspected. Because Aunt Nazi could be suspected. What do you mean by that? The first hadn't been a locked room because everyone could be suspected because he had the key. The second hadn't been a locked room because Aunt Nazi could be suspected. Right. But this time, no one can be suspected because we all have alibis. Is that it? We all knew where each other were, or at least one of us at all times knew where another person was, except for Evan Hideyoshi. So we can't really suspect anyone. This room was a perfect locked room, sealed by a door chain and denied access to equally to everyone. That denied access, yeah. Unless Eva for some reason let whoever this person was in, and then, after killing these two, locked the door, and then hid somewhere. But to begin with, why would Eva open a door for this person, whoever this person is? Could just be this person being a family member, so also one of us. But even then, don't we all have alibis for this specific situation? Sealed by a door chain that denied access to equally to everyone.
Nara, 犯人は室内に入らずに犯行に及んだ。
Did the culprit carry out the crime without entering the room? How would they do that?
部屋の外から何らかの方法で。
How would they do that again?
確かに
Good thought.
チェーンである以上人が通れるほどは開けなくても多少の隙間を開けることができる。
But that doesn't explain how Hideyoshi died. He was in the shower. You had to probably get in there to get him. Sure, you could argue for Eva being got. How would Hideyoshi get got?
ノックして顔を覗かせたところを襲うとか。
The door to make them peer up before attacking them, or...
いや、甘いか。
Yeah, that does sound a bit too far-fetched. That does not make sense as of right now. Yo, bad teacher, we see you. You're back there. Explain what's going on. Alright. I agree, Battler. That is too naive. And yeah, it also doesn't explain Hideyoshi's body either. Exactly, that doesn't add up. You can reach him with your hands either. And I can't see how flipping the chessboard would help us at all here either. Damn! The culprit's done good with this one, to be fair. Something was tugging softly at my sleeve. Maria? Is that you? It was Maria, of course it is, but why is she tugging at my sleeve? Is she about to say something sus? Right! We should have asked Maria about the magic circle. What are we thinking? We're focusing too quickly on detective work when we could ask Maria about the symbol. What does the symbol mean? What's up? What does the symbol mean? Satisfied? Oh, wait, did you tell Beatrice? That is awesome!
満足って
Oh, that is awesome! That is awesome, Maria. Maria told Beatrice to do a killing that no human could do. Is that it? That is awesome, Maria. Yeah! You know, this is a laugh I'm here for, Maria. I'm here for this.
バトラは親族の誰かを疑うのが嫌だから、犯人はベアトリーチェであってほしいと願ったよ。
You don't want to doubt any of their relatives.
だからベアトリーチェは叶えた。
Beatrice granted your wish.
バトラが言った通り、絶対に人間には無理なことをして、バトラに魔女の存在を信じさせてくれた。
In a way that no human could to make you believe in the witch.
なのにわがまま。
Oh! Whoa! Battler hit her? With that face of his? What the frick? I tapped Maria, who was laughing unpleasantly, on the head with my fist. Why did I do that? Okay. No.
ああ叶えてくれてありがとうよ
Oh!
今のはその礼と不謹慎な時に笑ったことへの教育的指導だ
Yeah, tell her.
それより教えやがれエヴァおばさんたちの部屋の扉にもまた怪しげな落書きがされていた
Tianti and Hideyoshi's room. Yeah, what was that about?
あれもまた魔法陣なのか
What did that magic circle mean? Maria, I'm sure you saw it. Tell us. Let us know.
あれは特に覚えやすい特徴的な形なんだから、あのくらい知っててほしいね。
No? Tell us.
あ、いて。
I'm just tapping her. What the frick? We can quit with the violence now. Well, violence, I say. We can quit with the tapping now.
知らねえから花を持たせてやってんだ
So I handed the stage over to you.
ごちゃごちゃ言わねえで解説しろ
Stop laughing at me. Explain.
バトラは暴力的だね。
I guess violent. Like, you could call it violence, yeah. I mean, he stabbed her twice now. That's enough, Battler. Let her explain. That's enough.
あんまり意地悪すると教えないよ。
If I'm too mean, okay.
あ、いて。
I don't care. I'm tapping her again.
言うよ、このげんこつ男。
Brutish man, okay.
あれは月の1の魔法陣だよ。
What was the other one? The 7th magic circle of the moon? Something like that? I forgot. It's been so long. You have to repeat that, Maria. Okay, the first magic circle of the moon, okay?
何の意味がある
What does it mean, yeah?
その魔法陣のご利益は
What is this magic circle's benefit?
書かれてるヘブライ語の意味は
What does the Hebrew writing mean?
記されているのは旧約聖書詩編第107編の16節。主は聖堂の扉を破り、鉄の管抜きを打ち破ってくださいました。
Broken the gates of brass, so zinc, an alloy of zinc and what, tin? Zinc and tin? What does that have to do with the iron though?
魔法陣の効用は2つ。
Two effects?
1つはいかなる方法によって閉ざされた扉でも開くことができる。
It can open any door regardless of the method used to lock it. Well, that explains the killings. Cool. That's step one. What is... What is the second effect? For he has broken the gates of brass and cut through bars of iron. Cut through the bars of iron? Does she mean the how the spear thing was able to pierce their heads? Cut through bars of iron, is that it? And then broken the gates of brass is just the opening the door.
そりゃ便利な魔法だぜ。
That is very convenient, yeah.
つまり魔法の力に頼らなきゃ開けぬ密室の扉っていう魔女様のアピールってわけか。もう一つの効用は
The other effect?
開かぬ扉を八方塞がりの事態に見立て扉を開く。
It takes the unopening door as a representation of an unassailable situation and opens it.
難解な事態の時に用いることでそれまで思いつきもしなかった解決策を与えてくれるんだよ。平たく言うと観察力や洞察力、ひらめきや直感を授けてくれるんだね。
Yo, what the frick? Let's see. Alright, it takes the unopening door as a representative of an unassailable situation and opens it. But isn't it in a difficult situation? It gives you a solution you haven't even thought of until then. To put it simply, it grants the powers of observation and discernment, inspiration, intuition. Okay.
ベアトリーチェはバトラごとき人間風情にこの扉の開き方がわかるものかって挑発してるんだよ。
Since she thinks there's no way you could understand how this door was opened. Right. Okay. Thanks, Maria. Okay. Tap her again.
よーし、もう黙れご苦労。
No, shut up. Are you sure this is... I know she's going crazy, but are you sure this is okay to do to the kid battler? Okay.
上等だぜ。その魔女の挑戦、受けてやら。
Accept her challenge.
マリアちゃん、この世に魔女も悪魔も存在しない。父さんと母さんは誰かが殺した。それが僕のよく知る人間なのか知らない人間なのかはわからない。でもそのどちらであっても必ず人間なんだ。
You know Mari's not gonna believe that. You know that, right? She's full on the theory that it was Beatrice.
しかしどうやって
Question of the century! How?
せいぜい10センチ程度しか開かない扉の隙間からどうやったら室内の2人を
10 centimeters right. Alright, let me think about it. So it's about that wide, okay? Okay, I can see it. Okay. Yeah, okay.
それにしても耐え難い匂いです。
The stench is still here, and you're on the stairs, Nazi? Okay, this is a new scene. We've never seen this before.
一体何事なのですか？
Let's get to the kitchen. We've been talking here long enough. Let's find out what the stench is. Kanon and Kumasawa, who had gone ahead, realized before they even reached the kitchen that the smell wasn't coming from there. That was because on their way to the kitchen, they noticed that an even thicker wave of stench was rising up from the stairs, leading to the basement. Yikes! We're going to the basement! Yikes!
ボイラー室。
The boiler room!
またボイラーの調子が悪いんでしょうか。
Something wrong with the boiler? Those stairs led to the underground boiler room. The mansion's boiler was old and had been playing up recently. Both of them had witnessed problems with the boiler on several occasions, but they had never smelled it belching out a stench like this before. Let's go to the basement. If you've never been to the basement, slam! Close my heart.
今の音は
What was that sound? Wait, wasn't that you guys opening the door to the basement? What was it then? The sound that they had heard from the basement had definitely been the sound of a door closing. Although she did phrase it as a question, Kumasawa too had realized that the sound couldn't have been anything else. Kumasawa was so surprised at that sound that her knees gave way yet again and she cowered. Hey, stop letting your knees give way, Kumasawa. Stand up. You got this. Just go downstairs and check who closed the door. This music is amazing, guys. Because at that very moment, no one could have been in the boiler room. Oh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, everyone. Wait a minute. Everyone except Kinzo. Kinzo could have been there. Kinzo could have been in the boiler room this entire time. Oh my god, this music is really hype. But if it's not Kinzo, it couldn't have been us. Yeah, every single person went up to where the bodies were. Nanjo's there, Genji, Kanon, Shannon, not Shannon, but Kumasawa, me, George, Jessica, Maria, Natsui. That's everyone. Nanjo, everyone came up there. Everyone came up to where the bodies were. At the very moment, no one could have been in the boiler room. Other than Kinzo. Guys, get down there. Check who's down there. Go, 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 go. Just a few seconds ago, everyone had been crowded together in Evan Hideyoshi's room. So who caused the sound of a door closing just now? Go down! Find Kinzo! If it's Kinzo, that's amazing! Get down there, Kanon. Clearly there's a 19th person. Clearly there's a 19th person. Or it's Kinzo. Or it's Kinzo. You have to go.
Kanon-san!
Go down. Get down there. Or you might wait. You might want to wait for us. It doesn't matter. Someone has to go down. Instantly gathering the situation, Kanon ran down towards the basement. Oh god, don't get yourself killed though, Kanon. I want you to go down, but I also don't want you to get killed. Since they had heard the sound of a door closing just now, and there was no trace of someone climbing the stairs, it meant that the person who had closed the door was now inside the boiler room. Are there any other exits except for the one Kanon went down in, if that makes sense? The entrance Kanon went down. Are there any other ways to get out from the boiler room other than those stairs that lead down? There's no trace of someone climbing the stairs. If the boiler room had been a dead end, Kanon wouldn't have rushed in so hastily. Right, but the boiler room is a dead end. The only way to get back is through those stairs. So as long as Kumasawa stays in the entrance, Kanon should be able to corner whoever it is that's in the boiler room. That's amazing. Unless Kanon dies. But then at least Kumasawa can stay in the entrance unless Kumasawa dies too on the entrance. But if she doesn't, then we can gang up on whoever it is that might be killing Kanon right about now. Just saying. Come on. It's a dead end. But Kanon was a servant, so he knew. There were two entrances. One that opened to the mansion and one that opened to the courtyard. And the one he's going down now is the one that opens to the mansion, right? If he didn't chase them now, they might slip away. Kumasawa reached the same conclusion long after Kanon did. But she couldn't let him go alone. Run then! If the thing in the boiler room was the killer, an opponent who had easily killed 6 adults in the first murder, then Kanon would be no match if he simply confronted them alone. This is true. Kanon would get destroyed. Straight up, it's true. The killer would get him. They managed to kill 6 adults, and they managed to kill Evan Hideyoshi. They would be able to kill a running Kanon. No problem. They would have no problem doing that. Of course, by this argument, Kumasawa joining him alone wouldn't mean anything, but it was better than nothing. At any rate, after the delay, Kumasawa decided that she mustn't let Kanon go alone, and she dashed down the stairs. Alright. Let's have a look at the boiler room. Here we go. There's the boiler room. At that time, Kanon was already in the boiler room. Okay. The boiler room's characteristic damp heat tormented him. So y'all still haven't found where the smell was coming from? Because y'all realized that the smell was coming from the boiler room somewhere, right? Wait a minute. Maybe the stench was set up by by the killer here to lure them into the boiler room so that the killer can do something else. Maybe this was all a trap by the killer. This entire stench thing was all on purpose by the killer. The killer didn't want it to go back to the parlor for some reason. Maybe. Let's see. It had always been an unpleasantly smelly and hot place. And on top of that, the room was full of that horrible stench, which made Kanon feel like he was going to be sick. Find the source of the stench though, Kanon. You might as well. You've already gotten got by the trap or whatever. The purpose of the entire stench, which might have been just to lure you down here. But still, now that you're already down here, you might as well try and find the source. There was no doubt that this room was the origin. This room was the origin. In that case, Kanon should have been searching for where the smell was coming from. Should have. However, Kanon kept gazing straight forward as he grabbed a hatchet from a tool shelf just off the side of the door. Smart. Get your defenses up and ready. As he grabbed a hatchet from a tool shelf just off to the side of the door. He hadn't stretched out his hand because he'd wanted the hatchet. Stretch out his hand? He had wanted to grab a weapon. Any weapon. Why? What do you mean why? Kanon wanted to grab a weapon, but didn't he just grab a hatchet? He hadn't stretched out his hand because he'd wanted a hatchet. He wanted to grab a weapon, any weapon. Why? Because the killer could be down here. Kanon gazed into the darkness where the naked light bulb couldn't pierce. Then he answered. Gazed into the darkness where the naked light bulb couldn't pierce.
ルーレットは数字と赤黒にかけて配当を競い合う。
In roulette, you bet on a number or the colors red or black, vying for a payoff. You bet on a number or the colors red or black.
だが赤か黒かのようなリスクの低い賭けはその程度の配当しか与えられない。
Right. What's his name? Kinzo's talking about this. About how the riskier the bet, the higher the payoff. The words coming from Kanon's mouth were swallowed up by the darkness. So why is she talking then? Swallowed by the darkness? What type of Blackbeard stuff is going on here? That darkness suddenly started to swirl, glittering. Whoa! Glittering butterflies again! It's Beatrice! Kanon's dead probably then. There's the butterflies. It was a very fantastical scene. Hello, Beatrice. Is that you? Are these glittering butterflies you? Is that you, Beatrice? Hello. You don't have any form. Is this your form? Is this you trying to communicate with me? Did you close that door on the in this boiler room? Did you kill Evan Hideyoshi? What's up? A very fantastical scene. Golden sparkling butterflies that hid in the shadows all over the boiler room flapped their wings, twinkling beautifully, and disappeared into the darkness, gathering together. Huh. Kanon continued speaking, directing his words at the darkness as it swallowed the butterflies up. But as the butterflies gathered in the darkness, they perhaps, probably, no, they must have laughed? What type of Roger finds the One Piece type thing is this? Like, what is this? They laughed? Like Roger laughed? What? Kanon continued speaking directly his words at the darkness as it swallowed the butterflies up. But as the butterflies gathered in the darkness, they, perhaps probably know, they must have laughed. They gathered in the darkness. But Kanon continued to speak without faltering in the slightest.
逆により的中率の低いかけ方をすればそのリスクに比例した配当が与えられる。親方様は天文学的なリスクを的中できることを奇跡と呼び、
A miracle.
その結果得られる天文学的な配当を魔法と呼んでいた。
Called the astronomical payoff gained as a result. Magic. The astronomical payoff gained as a result.
親方様とお前がどんな魔法を求めてルーレットに挑んでいるのか、そんなことには興味ない。しかしお前は忘れている。
You forgot something.
ルーレットには赤でも黒でもない目が出うることを
Has a
忘
pocket
れている。
has a pocket that is neither red nor black? I have no interest what kind of magic you and the master were seeking when you spun that roulette. But you forgot something? Roulette has a special pocket called Zero, which means that the house takes everything in certain variants of the game. Meaning that all of the coins bet on the table will be swept up just as though everyone has forfeit. Roulette has a special pocket called Zero. The house takes everything in certain variants of the game. So there's a chance Beatrice and Kins are betting on something, but it doesn't work because it lands on Zero, on the pocket Zero. So the house takes everything. All the coins bet on the table will be swept up just as though everyone has forfeit.
僕は一つだけ心に決めていた。
I set my heart on one thing,
もし
that if
シャノンが殺されて僕が生き残るようなことがあったなら、この身を投げ出してお前のルーレットを全て台無しにしてやろうと。
I'll bring this roulette of yours to ruin. Okay, Kanon, do you have the power to do that? I'm not too sure, buddy. But okay. Even at the cost of my life.
これは親方様が決めたルールでも、ましてやお前が決めたルールでもない。
Okay.
このルールは僕が作った。
Okay, you're acting on your own here. Interesting.
僕はもう家具じゃない。
Oh, I'm not furniture anymore.
お前のルーレットのゼロなんだ。
I'm the Zero. Oh. Kanon's face twisted with humiliation. It was clear that he had been dealt ridicule in response to his self-denial. Kanon's brow creased even further, and a fierce expression that he had never shown anyone appeared on his face. Uh-oh. What are we gonna see here? The hand grasping the hatchet was shaking. His sweat became drops which slid down. It was clear that the emotion causing Kanon's hand to shake was not anger alone. However, Kanon suppressed that emotion. Fear? Was it? Maybe? Fear? Maybe?
僕はもうお前の言葉に惑わされたりはしない。
I won't let your words lead me astray again.
悪魔のルーレットはこれでおしまいだ。
This is where the Demon's Roulette ends. So I gotta remember, Hideo is the one who's chosen by the Demon's Roulette. That is the only thing I'll mention for now.
地獄にてさらに1000年。次の召喚者を待つ。
Oh!
ベアドリーチ
Oh! She said, go back for another 1,000 years! Whoa! Okay, canon? Okay, canon? So... Still wondering how George knows that Beatrice is 1,000 years old, but this is cool. Wait another 1,000 years in hell for your next summoner. Okay. When Conan swung the hatchet upwards and tried to dive into the darkness definitely sneered. It sneered at that courage. It sneered at that courage as vulgar, lazy, futile, and meaningless. Okay. Okay. What the frick? What? Canon? Canon? His hatchet still held aloft. Couldn't take another step after that. What the frick? His hatchet still held aloft. With a clang, the hatchet that Conan had been grasping fell and rolled on the floor. The hatchet that Conan had been grasping fell and rolled on the floor with a clang. Oh! And following that, with a pair of thuds, Conon's knees hit left, then right. That hand, which looked like it was trying to catch the sky, now that the hatchet had dropped, gradually lowered and rested on his chest. Then the other hand did the same. I do not know what to make of this. The hand which looked like it was trying to catch. Okay. Right there was a handle with a demon-shaped design engraved upon it. The same type of weapon that had been stabbed into Evan Hideyoshi's foreheads was in Kanon's chest. What the hell? You're gonna kill off Canon too now, huh? Beatrice. What the hell? Let's keep going. Requiem. Canon, you tried to defy Beatrice, but she was too strong for you, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Kumasawa, where are you? No! Canon! Fresh blood dribbled from the corner of Canon's mouth as it twisted in anguish. It was makeup too powerful for Canon's white skin. Man! Beatrice, what is this? What are these butterflies? Don't fly away! What was that door clang? Around the scene, the glittering gold butterflies dance mesmerizingly through the darkness. Frick you, gold butterflies! Frick you, Beatrice! What do you want from us? At least tell me you're gonna revive us. Some of us. Most of us. All of us. Go find a different summoner like Conan was talking about. What is this? The glittering gold butterflies danced mesmerizingly through the darkness. It was a beautiful, beautiful dance. A funeral march of tribute, ridicule, and contempt for a single boy's self-sacrifice. Frick you! Frick you, you know you don't care about Kanon's self-sacrifice! A funeral march of tribute? Shut up! Kanon had already been prepared for his own death, of course, and we know he has, yeah. But he attempted one last measure of resistance, to reject death in at least the form it had been delivered to him. With both hands, he grasped the handle of the weapon sticking into his chest. And gritting his teeth at the acute, unearthly pain, he pulled it out. Nice, Kanon! Nice! Okay. Any last words, Kanon? For only a moment, a bright red spray gushed out. Any last words, Kanon? It made an unpleasant bloop sound. Ugh. It probably resembled the sound of Kanon's soul as it was sucked into the swamp of the dead. I don't like that metaphor.
Kanon-san?
Yeah, your Kanon-san is dead, ma'am. Yeah, you found his dead body. Congrats. Beatrice is freaking wilding. There's a limited number of people she can kill now, though. There's only like 6 or 7 of us left, other than Kinzo. What the frick? Kumasawa screamed at the incomprehensible sight in front of her. Kanon was laying in a pool of blood. Kumasawa's heart was a complete mess. So Kumasawa, Genji are left, and Nanjo. There are the 3 non-family members left, plus 5 of the family members that are left. That makes 8 of us. If you include Kinzo, the missing person, that's 9. But we are 8 in total. Beatrice, you can't kill too many of us now. What do you want from... We're almost all dead. You've almost sacrificed all of us. For real. Ah, what a terrible fate. He wouldn't have been killed if I had been with him. Ah, what incredible fortune. If I had been with him, I might have been killed too. You might have. As she screamed, her expression was filled with complete confusion, and all of the muscles of her face were pulled up, almost as though she was smiling while crying. No one could have made fun of an expression such as this. Yeah, I'm definitely not making fun of it. Kanon's dead, Natsu, but welcome to the boiler. Are the rest of the cousins coming here too? The children? The first one to dash in was Natsu with rifle at the ready. Yeah, that rifle would have been fantastic instead of the hatchet against Beatrice, glittering butterflies. Would have been great. Battler and Genji dashed in after her. Normally, they probably would have started discussing the origin of that violent stench filling the boiler room. Yeah, not the time for that, is it, huh? But after they saw Kanon, who was laying on the ground as if he were drowning in an ocean of his own blood, the stench wasn't important anymore. Yeah, no, he's down for the count. Oh, bring Nanjo here. How long ago did he die? Okay, his Roger Mortis hadn't started yet, so I reckon less than 30 seconds ago. Less than a minute ago. Natsu realized that even though Kanon was on the verge of death, he was still conscious. Oh! So she sent Genji to the doctor. Maybe he can tell us info. What did you see, Kanon? What did you learn? Did you learn anything from confronting Beatrice? Come on, Kanon. With your dying breath. Let us know. Tell us something valuable. She sent Genji to get the doctor. Natsu, holding the rifle aloft, faced the darkness in the center of the boiler room and shouted. Come out quietly. I'll shoot without mercy. A flashlight. Light him up, light him up, light him up, I'm on fire! Oh, that's bright. Battler, thinking quickly, took a large flashlight from the tool shelf alongside the door and used its light to cut through the darkness Natsu was glaring into. But the light only shone on mechanical looking piping and a door. That door, I guess? Mechanical looking piping. Okay. The door had been left open a small crack, and it was obvious that someone had left through there in a hurry. Ooh! So Beatrice left through there in a hurry, her glittering butterflies. Okay. So, I think at this point, unless it's Kinzo, we can confirm that it's none of us. And that probably Beatrice... I mean, surely she exists now. I mean, come on now. How could the culprit have been one of us? Because all of us were grouped up. Unless it was Kinzo, all of us were grouped up in the outside of Eva's room, or in Eva's room too. How did someone get to the boiler room? Exactly, it doesn't make sense. And that's what Kanon realized. So he was trying to, man. It was obvious someone had left through there in a hurry. The door had been left open a small crack. To the courtyard, right? There's no point. It leads to the courtyard. There's no point. There's no point. There's literally no point. Because then they just run to the forest, and good luck finding them once they run to the forest. That's the witch Beatrice's homeland. She wins over you in the forest any day of the week. Man, this sucks.
Genji.
The courtyard, right? Isn't that what Kanon said? There were two entrances. One that goes to the mansion, one that goes to the courtyard. Yeah, I remember. Are you sure you want to chase after him, Battler? Kanon tried to do the exact same thing, and he died. Are you sure it's gonna work out for you? You sure you're not gonna be put in the same fate as Kanon? Battler let out a war cry as he slammed into the door. Cool air from outside suddenly rushed in. There were some thin, rough stairs leading up. Battler ran up them, shouting. Wait, Battler? It's true, that's what killed Kanon. He fought Beatrice alone. That did not work out. And obviously Kanon alone has no chance standing up to somebody who managed to kill 6 of us at once. Or at least 6 of us in the same night. So I don't know what Battler can do. Natsu also rushed up the stairs, chasing after Battler. The courtyard is here, okay? At the top was the courtyard, okay? We're on the courtyard now, in the courtyard. The courtyard of the mansion had been built strictly for lighting purposes, so it wasn't a very elegant place. Because it was surrounded on all sides, the air was calm and completely undisturbed, even though they could hear the sound of strong winds. It was surrounded on all sides. Alright, 1 second. There we go. Alright. There was only the gentle, sorrowful rain. Through the cold, scattered raindrops, Battler dashed up the stairs and into the courtyard, where he looked in every direction. Of course, the odds of him finding a suspicious silhouette just standing around nonchalantly were pretty much zero. Battler turned around, looking in all directions. He turned again and again. I can imagine the scene in my head. Battler just turning. Woo, 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 woo. He kept spinning until he almost lost his sense of direction. He prayed that he would see the culprit somewhere in the scenery. But he didn't, I guess. Obviously. But there was no chance. All he saw as he spun was more and more of the mansion's heartless walls and windows. Furthermore, there were 2 entrances into the mansion from the courtyard, and neither of them were locked. Neither of them were locked. Okay. So you really can't guess which way to run to try and find the culprit. Because the courtyard couldn't be entered from outside the mansion, the doors had been built without locks. Wait, because the courtyard couldn't be entered from outside the mansion, the doors had been built without locks. I see. I see. He couldn't tell which one they had left through. Split up with somebody else. Split up with George. Have George run through one entrance, then you run through the other. That's the best way you can go about it. But yeah, good luck, mate. Or Nazi. He had to give up. Ah, okay, fair enough. Battler pounded the wall with his fist, swearing.
Battler-kun, 一人で先走ってはダメです。Battler-kun.
Battler-kun. Battler put his head against the wall and scratched at it with his fingernails as he cried. Canon. Yep. This murderer is a menace. I mean, all murderers are menaces, to be fair. Killed 6 whole people, plus now these 3. That's 9 whole people. That's half of the island, by the way. That is half of the entire island they've killed so far. That was enough, so he killed 3 more. Haven't Hideyoshi were always fun and kind to us. I just met Kanon-kun yesterday, but I'm sure that I've gotten along fine with him. Why did you kill them? I'm saying this in case the frame rate isn't working here. Why? Well, not according to Beatrice. According to Beatrice, they do come back to life. Or, okay, sorry, not according to Beatrice. She never said any of that in the letter or anything. She just said that she'd give the inheritance back if he found the gold. But, according to the epitaph, people could be revived. After this entire ceremony is over, or ritual, people will be revived. And so would their hearts, or whatever. Something along those lines. I'm not really too sure. They aren't gonna quickly sprout up again like bamboo shoots. Why would you kill them? We don't know why, Battler. Battler was a boy who could understand the feelings of pain and regret in a person's heart. So he cried with all his strength. And I could empathize. Natsui, who had always thought of Battler as a strong person, was a little surprised to find that he had this delicate side. And at the same time, understood how easily hurt the heart of a young person could be, so she held him. Aww. Oh well. Yeah, that sucks.
大丈夫です。
Thanks, Natsui.
あなたもジョージ君もマリアちゃんもジェシカも私が絶対に守ります。
You're the only one left. I mean, you're not the only adult left, but you're the only like family member left to protect us. Really, you're like the mother figure to us all. You literally are. You're literally our only mother figure left. Everyone else died. Okay, from now on, while we're on this island, can we just call Nazi mom? She's our new mom, alright? Just take care of us. I understand that we're putting way too much pressure on her to protect all of us. I don't think she should be put under that much pressure. Genji can help out or something. Come on now. Genji and Kumasawa are here too. It's fine. For now. Well, it's not fine. But yeah.
母として、そして後ろ宮家の代表として。
The only representative left, really. The only mother left! Unless Kumasawa's a mother. Actually, Nanjo's a father too. Well, he's not a mother, but he is a father. Kumasawa might be a mother. I don't know. Genji doesn't have children as far as I'm aware. I mean, he might. I don't know. So yeah, I mean... She's alone in this. Natsu's the only one left. Sad. Sad to see. Battler, after sobbing to Natsu's chest for a while, wiped his tears with a bitter smile and tried to convey that he had cried more than enough already, just as he had done the times before. Battler, it's crazy how earlier you were like, I'm not gonna cry again, it's futile, it doesn't matter. This is the last time I cry, and now you're crying again. Nah, I don't blame him, obviously. This is totally fine. I don't blame him for that. I'm just saying. After his shouting earlier, now he's crying again. He's shouting specifically that he wouldn't cry again. That's what I'm commenting on. Not the fact that he's crying. I have no problem with him crying. That's a totally normal reaction. Alright, I wiped his tears with a bitter smile and tried to convey that he had cried. Okay, yeah, okay.
とにかく一度下に戻りましょう。
Let's go back down for now.
犯人を探すより自分たちの身を守る方が最優先です。
Protecting ourselves is a higher priority than finding the culprit. Well, not for Canon, sorry. Not for Canon. Canon wanted to find the culprit. He didn't care about dying. We saw it in the way he died.
明日になれば船が来る。
Tomorrow the boat will arrive. But will all of us survive until then? Do you really think so, Natsui? Come on now.
そうすれば警察がやってきて、すべてを白日のもとにさらし出してくれるでしょう。
Everything should be brought to light.
犯人がどうあがこうとも、この島から逃げられるものですか。
No matter how much they struggle.
そうっすね。警察さえ。
When the police come. When the seagulls cry, the crime will be solved. Again, the seagulls, the Uminekos. It's being mentioned again. The crime will be solved. But for some reason, Battler felt a slight sense of uneasiness, as if the seagulls would never cry again. Oh no. Umineko, when they cry, when the seagulls cry. But the seagulls never cry again. A sense of uneasiness. That couldn't be true. When the typhoon passes, the lively seagulls should return to the harbor again. Maybe. Hopefully. When the seagulls cry. Umineko. Glass break? No way. No way. Okay, yeah, because that glass break would have been way too early, I feel like. There's no way we've already gone through an entire chapter. But I'm going to end it there anyway. I returned to the boiler room along with Nazi and told the room weekly that we hadn't found anything. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end it there. We've been going on for a while now. I'm not sure if we've been going for 2 hours, but we have been going for a while. I don't think we've hit 2 hours, you might not have. But, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko When They Cry. Another very eventful part from start to finish. I believe we started with the deaths of Hideyoshi and Eva, and ended with the death of Kanon. But the death of Kanon was the first one we saw live. Was the first one we actually saw proper. So I think that's big. That immediately to me that's big because well, we saw it live. So we saw for the first time how a death could potentially go. Because with Shannon, we saw the glittering butterflies there too, but we didn't see how, like, the process of them killing her. We just know she died at that point, or probably around that time, right? Maybe just right then after the screen, the screen cut off to another thing. But Canon, we experienced it live. He was shouting at Beatrice, then the darkness made fun of him, and then he died. So, I mean, yeah, it's sad to see. Sad to see Canon die. I didn't want Canon to die, but man, oh man, there's not a lot of us left. And not only that, it's basically extremely hard. I want to say impossible, but extremely hard to blame one of us as the culprit at this stage. Okay, we were all in the room where in the guest room where Eva and Hideyoshi died. Then someone was somehow in the boiler. Okay, and the stench was coming from the boiler. The culprit probably did on purpose. The culprit probably put the stench in the boiler on purpose to lure Canon or someone else in there on purpose so that they could kill them and then run away. But yeah, to me it's almost. It doesn't prove a 19th person exists, but it is extremely likely that either a 19th person exists or it's Kinzo. But could Kinzo really do something like this? Does Kinzo really have the facilities for that? I don't know. Could it be the work of Beatrice? Very possibly. But but definitely yeah, not great. But yeah, I'm gonna hit there anyway. It's getting late during the evening here, so I think it's about time. It's about time we end it. But I'll meet you guys next time for some more Umineko when they cry. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll be back soon for more. Alright, y'all. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed reading it. Next part we find, I don't know, we end this chapter. Let's aim to at least end this chapter next part. Because I think, no, I definitely didn't start this chapter this part, but I started around the end of last part, didn't I? So, I should be able to end this chapter next part. That is the main goal for now. And then we'll see what we can do from there. I think that sounds like a good plan. So this is chapter 13. 14. Interesting. Wait a minute. Chapter 14? Really? I thought we were on chapter 13. Huh. Weird. Very weird. Oh yeah! Let's check the character files first before we end this part. Because I heard the raindrops. So now both Canon and... Well, actually Canon's still alive here. Okay, but we can see Eva and Hideyoshi, right, okay. Because they have new information. So Eva stabbed in the, well, her forehead with that weird knife-looking thing. Found on the bed of a guest room inside the mansion with a weapon resembling an ice pick having been rammed into her forehead. So her forehead, Hideyoshi, similar way of death. Canon hasn't been updated yet, but he has been stabbed or rammed in his chest. We just saw it live happening. The windows and door to the room were locked from the inside, and even the chain was set. No way could a human have killed her. Well, according to you, visual novel. According to you! Windows and doors to the room were locked from the inside. It's very hard to argue for a human being able to kill her, but okay. Next we have Hideyoshi, of course. We'll check him out too. And yeah, he also, his head. We saw Hideyoshi's body though, properly. Like, we saw him. Compared to Eva. We didn't see Eva, but we got to see Hideyoshi. That was a brutal scene. Found in the bathroom of the same guest room that Eva was found in, with a weapon resembling an ice pick having rammed into his forehead, just the same as Eva. You can't see either of them by looking through the gap of the door while the chain is set. Right. So you have to actually be in there and get them. Can't see and can't reach. Go on. Could a human have killed them then? Is Muddy the one writing this? Surely Muddy's the one writing this then. But what if, unless Beatrice laughs like this too? Because I've been of the impression that it was Beatrice that's been writing these things. But maybe, I don't know. That kihihi laugh is very Mario. You can't see either of them by looking through the gap of the door while the chain is set. Can't see, can't reach. Could a human have killed them? It's hard to say. While the chain is set. Okay. But yeah, we still don't have anything new on canon. I'm sure once the raindrop happens, we'll get to see it. But yeah, disappeared from his study unnoticed. Yep. We don't know why or how, but he disappeared. Alright. But that's it. We checked the character files. We checked the new updates on on Eva and Hideyoshi. So we checked it. So we're caught up on that. Next part, I'm sure Kanon's character thing gets updated too. Now I'm wondering why it says chapter 14. Are we really at chapter 14 right now? I really thought we were on chapter 13, but I might be dumb. But okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Next part we'll continue on, and I mean, I think we started chapter 14 last part then. I thought it was 13, but I guess it's 14. Next part, I guess we'll try to finish chapter 14, and yeah, part of that. After that, we'll start with chapter 15. Maybe we'll try. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll find stopping points when we do find them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Next time, more Umineko. I hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys will join me for that one. Alright, y'all. Peace.